joining me. I want to show you a really easy dessert cup that you can make for Valentine's Day or really any kind of special dessert that you need. Basically, this is molded like a teacup, so you can fill it with any dessert like a cake trifle or a mousse or berries or anything like that. Let me show you really quickly. I'm going to start with a parchment triangle. I have a separate video on this, but I'll just show you from the beginning how to do this. So I'm just going to basically fold this into a triangle, is what I want, and then I'm going to be able to pipe my little garnishes that I put on top, and then also my handle that I'm going to put on my teacup. So now I have a triangle, so I'm going to put my finger here, and the point is towards me. So I basically fold this down like that, and the point's tight, and then I'm just going to grip that with my fingers and then roll this around. And you don't need to tape this or staple it or anything like that. You just need to pull it tight and then fold it over, and you should be good. And this doesn't need to be real big. In fact, I do want a little tiny one because we're working with chocolate. Okay, and I'm going to snip the tip after I put the chocolate in. So I'm just going to set this aside for now. And I'm going to show you what I did with the cup. So I'm going to go ahead and release this one. This is just it's basically made for like a frozen mousse kind of cup. But this one is, all I did was fill it with chocolate. I'll show you that in just a second. Let me just go ahead and release this one so I don't make a mess while I'm filling the other one. So that just pops out really easily. It's a room temperature. So here's how I fill this in the first place. So I have my chocolate melted here, and I'm using a Sweetwise dark melting chocolate. I'm going to put just a couple of tablespoons in there, and then I'm just going to kind of roll it around. And I'm going to go back and clean up my edges later, so don't worry too much about that. Just want to get it all the way up to the edge. And then what I'm going to do, I want to move my spoon out of the way, is I'm going to flip this upside down onto the pot. So basically it's just like a motion like this. So what's going to happen is all of the excess is just going to drip out, and it's going to leave a nice smooth cavity that I don't have to go back and clean up later. Okay, so since I've already shown you how this pops out, I'm just going to get this out of my way, and I'm going to go ahead and show you my piping. So this is what it looks like pretty much when it comes out after turning it over. If you need to clean up the edge, now's a good time to do that rather than later. So I'm just going to set this over here out of my way, and then I'm going to come back to my cone that I made. So I'm just going to fill this up about halfway. No need to go more than that. And just try not to make a mess around your edge so it doesn't squeeze out on you. All right, that should be plenty. And then I'm just going to fold my edge over. See, I overfilled that. That's a good example of what not to do. So I'm just going to squeeze that out, try to make it a little bit cleaned up so it didn't get all over my hands. And then I'm going to fold my ends in and fold that down just a little bit. Let me clean that up one more time so I'm not making a mess. Okay, so now is the time that I want to snip this tip. And I don't want to go too high. This is not like you're filling a coupler for a piping bag like buttercream. So it's really just very close down to the end, almost like you're hardly snipping any off at all. So let me show you how fine this comes out over here on this parchment. So you can see, like, even if I'm writing, that still looks kind of fat. So really just barely cut any off. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, you can always make a little template if you want to. Like, if you want to print out a nice font so you always have the same size and same lettering. I'm just going to kind of freehand a couple of words here. Love. Since this is for Valentine's Day, you can do hugs, be mine. You can put somebody's name. Really, you can do anything that you want to with this. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and do a heart. So I've just done the outline here, and then this is a really fun, just filigree kind of filling. And you want to make sure that you're going back and touching all the edges. Like, see here, I want to connect that. And then try to leave a good amount of space as well. Now, when I say you can do anything you want to, this might be great for like a butterfly wing. So this is something just to make it even that I would want to have a pattern for. And I'm going to do my wings separately. That way, when I release them, I can put like a middle section for the butterfly, something like this. And after these dry, I can position those to be connected to that. That's why I want to do these separate for now. But I'm just going to go back and do the same kind of filigree pattern in there. So that's just some basic piping. But really what I want to show you here, I've done a handle here already. So I'll just show you really quickly. I'm just kind of doing a little curl. Just think like a teacup handle. And you can do it thin at first. then maybe go back and overpipe it so it's a little bit smoother. Now it's going to dry one-sided like this. And then if you wanted to, you can go back and pipe on the back side once it's flipped over so that it's a little bit more rounded out like this one I have over here. Now I'm not going to bother doing that. I'm just going to show you how to go ahead and attach this. Okay, so to attach the handle, it's really a lot easier if I flip this over. And all I'm going to do, now think about the teacup being upside down. So this wouldn't make sense once it's flipped over. So you want to make sure that the curly part is facing down when this is down. So all I'm going to do is take a little bit of chocolate here and here and attach it right there and leave it alone a couple minutes. I really like this mold because it has these little flutes in it and it kind of helps brace it without you having to hold it on there. So again, just a couple minutes, then you'll be able to flip it over like this. Now, you can, like I said, you can go back and fill this if you want to do like little layers of cake and whipped cream and fruit, or if you want to do like a strawberry mousse. Well, this is a buttercream, but I'm just going to pretend it's a strawberry mousse so you can see. And you can just fill that. And then go back and add one of your toppings. So these I had just piped. These have already dried. And they do release. If you want to come over here real quick, I'll show you just releasing from the... These are pretty delicate, so be careful. But you can just release it from the parchment really easily like that. So these I already have done. I'm going to just go ahead and pop one of these hearts on there in the background. And then I did a little XOXO for kisses and hugs for Valentine's Day, and I'll put that in front as well. And again, like I said, this is buttercream, not a strawberry mousse. Obviously, you wouldn't want to fill a cup with a strawberry buttercream. You'd fill it with a mousse would be a little bit more appropriate. So again, just on a cupcake, all I have here is just a coupler. It does not have a split in it. And again, you can get those at Sweetwise. So all I'm going to do is stay really close to the surface, kind of swirl around and off. So I'm just going to put one of my words on here, and these are really delicate, so be careful. Always make extra, because these can break really easily. So that one's going to be a little hug, and I'll add a little heart to that one as well, just in the background. Okay, so that is my dessert cup. Really easy to make. You can use almost any mold that has a little bit of a dome shape to it, and just pipe your handles. They're easy enough to do. The words, it might take a little bit of practice getting your writing just right, and you can use a template, as I said. Try some different shapes and butterflies and hearts, that sort of thing. But it's a really cute little dessert. I hope you try it. Have fun with it. Thanks for watching.